This week on What the Heck Are You Drinking? The NFL recap, week 5, we're featuring wine based cocktails. Now, wine is so special because it has so much personality, so much depth, so much that goes into it, so much love and passion that really fits with what we're seeing in these teams now. Week 5 really starts to set aside what the teams are doing, whether they're going to be an underdog, whether they're going to learn from their mistakes, whether they're going to capitalize on the other team's mistakes in order to get that W. We start to see the depth of them, how they can work with injuries, how they recover from losses, how tough are they mentally. And it was just so much fun to pair wine cocktails. So I'm excited to get into it with you. So let's get started. The 49ers and the LA Rams had a very tough game in week 5. There was a lot of twists, a lot of turns. It was a very tough victory for the 49ers. And the Rams played pretty sloppy. And they made a lot of mistakes and a lot of last minute mistakes that the 49ers were able to capitalize on and ultimately win the game in overtime. So that felt like a gut punch, I'm sure, to the Rams, the way that they lost that game. Speaking of which, there is a beautiful punch that features Sauvignon Blanc. Now, Sauvignon Blanc is a grape that's known for its grapefruit notes and some of the tall grass notes. It's almost like you're sitting by the beach after a couple of hours, you're parched and you want something to be a little bit crisp, a little bit fruity to help cool you down. Sauvignon Blanc tends to do that. So in this punch, it has Sauvignon Blanc, Aperol, grapefruit, simple syrup, and club soda. So think about tart, a little bit sweet, but very crisp and refreshing. And for some people, it may be a little bit tart, almost like you're getting a little punch. The LA Rams definitely felt that punch this week. And 49ers, congratulations. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see what you do in week 6. The Tennessee Titans and the Cardinals had a crazy game that was really a fourth quarter type of game. The Cardinals dropped the ball. They made a couple mistakes. And then at the end of the fourth quarter, they just weren't playing anymore. In their press conference, they said it's almost like watching How to Lose a Game 101. The Titans really did work extra hard in the fourth quarter. They rose to the occasion. They took advantage. And this led me to a classic cocktail that's, of course, wine-based, but just has some of the richness that we look for because it was really rich seeing the Titans win. Plus, I think the gentleman that owned the cupcake shop still worked there, so hopefully they do, and this drink would go great with the cupcakes, just saying. So this is a sparkling tequila sunrise. Instead of the orange juice, we're going to have pineapple juice. And you have the pineapple juice, you have the tequila blanco, the grenadine, then you're going to top it with a sparkling wine. My preference is always champagne or Cremant or cava, brut, so it cuts the sweetness from the pineapple. When it's a brut champagne, it means that there is less sugar. And so it's a little bit more on the dry side, which tastes fantastic when you have a sparkling tequila sunrise. The Titans worked so hard. They deserve to relax, watch the sunrise, go to the beach. Not right now in the season. However, thank you so much for making me drink one of my favorite cocktails, the tequila sunrise with some of my favorite wine, champagne. Better luck next time, Cardinals. The New Orleans Saints played the New York Giants, and ultimately they ended with the same record, 1-4. However, this is rookie coach's first win and their first win of the season, so congratulations. I can imagine they felt a little nostalgic. They started feeling pretty good. And of course, you want to celebrate with something that is a little bit easy, right? For the Giants who are turnover prone, they also probably could use this drink. And you can have multiple of them. Of course, drink responsibly. So that takes me to a sangria. A sangria is a cocktail that's based on wine, mostly red or white. I tend to do mine with a red wine, rosé, and then I also throw in some spiced rum, which is really good. And then also you top with some fruit. And if you would like to, you can end it with some sparkling water, champagne if you're feeling a little gusto, or some club soda, just so you can have a little bit of that razzle dazzle. Eli Manning has this restaurant in New Orleans, and they had an amazing sangria. And that's what I thought of because they also use the rosé in there, and that's not very common. So if you're going to use or make your own sangria, I recommend a Tempranillo or a Merlot. Some people use a Pinot Noir, but to me, that's a little too light, a little too volatile. You want something that's balanced. White wines for a white sangria, some people tend to use Pinot Grigio. I like to use Albarino personally. It is a little bit higher in acidity, but it has these really rich lemon, lime, tropical fruit notes that just pair really nicely with anything that you mix with it. And it's just so good. So enjoy your sangria. Congratulations, New Orleans. And Giants, better luck next time. The Patriots beat the only team that actually plays in New York, the Buffalo Bills. ending their undefeated streak in just one night. It was prime time. Stefon Diggs did a great job. It was storybook, so says the coach. So I know this loss is a little bit on the sour side, so we have to pay them homage and celebrate with the Patriots with a New York sour. Now, this is just a twist on a whiskey sour that is known to have whiskey, simple syrup, lemon juice, egg white, and it has those rich notes to it. But this one is a little different because you add a layer of red wine along the top. We like to use a red wine that's balanced, that's not going to change the chemistry that you have in the glass. Think about Merlot, think about a Tempranillo, think about a Grenache, fruit forward, pomegranate, black cherry, a little bit of raspberry that pairs so nicely that adds that aromatic feel to it. So you can have a very full body, very welcoming, a little bit on the savory side drink. Congratulations to the Patriots for beating the Buffalo Bills. And we'll see what you guys do next week. And thank you for letting me have a wonderful drink this week. The Broncos beat the Eagles and ended their undefeated streak. This was definitely their signature win for this season, and they were able to claim it early in week 5. It was a fourth quarter push that they made with ultimately a field goal with 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. Somebody's lucky number pulled through. The prayers that were thrown up were heard, and the Broncos were able to win, even to the point where the defense really did their thing towards the end. They sacked Jalen. And then not only that, they were able to cover without pass interference whenever he threw that little Hail Mary in order to try to get a touchdown at the very end of the game with a few seconds left. Ultimately, the Broncos won, and I can imagine how good they were feeling that they were able to do that. So this led me to a drink that features Moscato. Moscato is a grape that comes from Italy. It is known to be sweet. For me, it is too sweet, but people in the community love it. And when it's mixed, it's a little bit more bearable for me. However, this drink is called Giggle Juice. Giggle Juice features Moscato, vodka, pink lemonade, and lemon lime soda. So whenever you're out with your friends and you're just throwing your drinks back, drink responsibly. And of course, it's just so easy to drink that you just start giggling. You have more fun. Your inhibitions are down a little bit. The Broncos deserved a little giggle juice after that. That was a huge win for them. And unfortunately, a tough loss for the Eagles. And we're excited that they were able to do that. So I didn't drink the giggle juice. One of my colleagues did drink the giggle juice, and they really did enjoy it. Too sweet for me, but Broncos, you deserve it. So I hope that you giggled the rest of week 5 before you start preparing for next week. The Jags beat the Chiefs, and it was so much fun to watch on this Monday Night Football. Trevor Lawrence did a great job. It was his birthday as well, and they were able to celebrate a win with him. Travis Hunter had a wild run and just had so much fun. And ultimately, the Jags scored in the final 23 seconds of the game. The coach mentioned that they had resiliency, and in order to play all the quarters to your full potential, you have to be resilient, especially playing a team that is known to be tough to beat, even if they have the help from the refs on occasion. Anywho, speaking of a royal win, this led me to the Kir Royale. This is a French cocktail that is absolutely luxurious. It's sweet, it's sharp, it's brilliant, and it's made out of champagne and creme de cassis. So cassis is black currant, and it's made out of black currant, and it's like fruity and tangy. It has a little bit of sweet notes to it, some musky notes, some earthy notes, and then it rounds about with some raspberry notes and a little bit of cherry. So you have this really sweet, that's not very sweet. You have this sweetness to it that really pairs really nicely with the champagne that really gives you that luxurious feel. The Jags, you definitely deserve it after a really tough, really long Monday night game, and you guys fought so hard. So enjoy your Kir Royale. I know I did, and thank you for leading me to drink one of my favorite drinks again for this week 5.